Hello. Yeah, no, I haven't recorded since last spring. Like, I wanted to be consistent, but now it's just like, I guess I should record.
It's pretty much just like anything where you try to commit to, like an exercise routine, but you'll skip out one time
and you're
like,
done.
No, literally, it's like when I decided to start skipping my Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, and it's only on Monday, Wednesday, but rarely will you see me there.
Yeah, no.
Rarely will you catch me there.
What's your Monday, Wednesday?
It's a fucking stupid pathways. It's
pathways. Okay, why would you... Yeah, just don't.
So why would I go? Like, why would I go?
Exactly. Anyway, welcome back. I almost forgot what this was called. It's called Listen to May. Someone came up with that. I finally have new, like, cover art, so it's not, like, a random Canva thing anymore.
Perfect.
It's still made with Canva, but I'm on it now.
Okay, there you go.
I'm here with Peyton Farr, a.k.a. Wig.
Hello, guys. I'm Wig.
I actually still don't know why you're called that.
I'm a friend of the pod.
Okay.
I've always wanted to say that.
No.
Friend of the show. You know,
she's
when
a friend of the show. She is.
Like, she's a friend of the show.
Yeah. Wig,
I'm a big podcast gal. I listen to them.
Ooh, okay. Which
all
ones
the time.
do you listen to?
Okay, so one of the ones I've been listening to a lot recently has been So True by Caleb Heron. Do you know that pod?
I don't, but I will.
You would
be
love
writing
him.
This down and
he is a big gay guy from Kansas City, Missouri.
I love people from Kansas City.
He's the funniest person ever. You know Brittany Broski?
Yeah.
He's good friends with her.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You gotta listen to that.
Oh, no, this sounds perfect.
Starter episode, I need you to listen to Brittany Broski and Drew Affalo are minions.
Okay.
And they're on his show, and it was the Halloween episode, and it's so funny, like, they just work all together.
I love when, like, the guests all click, or when,
yes. That's every time they do a show together.
I love finding new podcasts from, like, I don't even know where I find the people I find, but I really like Victoria Garrick Brown. She has a real pod.
Okay.
Which I found from my therapist.
There you go.
And I didn't like it at first, and then I listened a year later, and I was like, just kidding, I'm obsessed. It's
good.
Great. And she's actually, like, why I wanted to do this episode, because she's, like, intuitive eating mindset. She's, like, very mental health oriented. She has, like, a nonprofit. It's a whole thing. She was a D1 volleyball player who had depression. It's a whole thing. Super fun.
I mean, so common and also, like, not talked about enough.
At all.
Except for, you remember when the Stanford goalie committed suicide, the women's soccer goalie?
I actually didn't know
She committed suicide a couple years ago, and it created, like, this whole, like
a wave.
A much-needed wave of awareness. Good. But it passed, as it always does.
But see, the thing I love about Victoria Garrick Brown is she's been doing this for years. She's, like, maybe 26 now, but she did a TED Talk, like, her senior year of college, and that, like, awesome. Launched her career, basically. Okay. No, I love her, though. And that's, again, like, why I want to do this. Yeah. We'll get into career stuff in a bit, but also background. Wig and I know each other from food science. She's also in that. We're both the food and health option.
Yes, because we're gonna slander HNFE. We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do it.
And we're not gonna apologize.
Yes.
Because listen.
Except for Lucy. One of my best friends, Lucy, she's also on our page, and
okay, good. She knows that there's fucked up shit out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. There are some people of HNFE that we love and respect very much.
There's such a stereotype, though.
There is, and you know, it's a lot of
it's just diet culture as a major.
Yeah,
it basically is.
It's pretty much girls that say they're recovered but they're not.
And like, okay, I love me some Lululemon. Not that I own any, but I would like to.
Oh, but
they have a stereotype. They all have, like, their Yetis, and again, I love these items. No actual hate
love
to
the
them,
items,
but the stereotype.
Yes,
Lululemon girls who all go to, like, workout classes every day and eat only salad and basically just talk about diet culture
about
all
it
the
a
time.
lot.
And trigger a lot of us, you know, who are actually in recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually want to stay there.
Yes, exactly.
I have a really good friend, and I'm not going to say their name.
Yeah.
But they have, you know, struggled. Mm-hmm. And I think previously we were on the same page where we weren't as much in recovery. But I have sort of moved on, and they have not.
Oh, that's so hard.
And they'll say things that it just makes
You're like, let's take a step back there. What are you saying?
Hey, I love you so much.
But here's a boundary I'm going to set.
But you cannot tell me that you haven't eaten all day, because now I'm like, spiraling.
Right.
Now I'm now I'm like, oh my God, I shouldn't have eaten then, because they've done more than me today and they haven't eaten and I've done nothing and I've eaten.
It scares me so much. Like, it's so hard to be around people who don't get it, because even when they're just trying to innocently make a joke, even if they're like fully unaware of where you're at with it, like that can just send you into a spiral.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. No, like that's why I think I started out food science wanting to do culinary stuff, and that's on the back burner more for me now, because like I still want to do that, but I realized like this semester probably that I actually want to work with like eating disorder recovery and like medicine. I don't know in what way, but I'm thinking of, instead of going to like agriculture, like opportunities, research, whatever, I want to do more like clinical stuff.
Me too.
Maybe look into, if possible, a psych minor, something like that. Just like, because every time I meet someone else who I connect with on this, I think like, wow, like I forgot how fucking terrible disordered eating is and how it ruins your life. And I like this is my actual thing that I care about so much. Yeah. Like, this is my project. This is my cause.
Well, so guys, for reference, I have always wanted to work with people and sort of people that are either athletes who are struggling with learning how to eat to fuel themselves, because I was an athlete that didn't eat to fuel herself, and it showed. Like, the way I would be at practice and I'd start running and immediately the lactic acid was burning my legs because I don't have enough energy to continue respiration. Like,
no, it's crazy looking back.
It's like, wow, I was fully working out, running my ass off for 2.5 hours every day.
Oh my gosh.
With like 300, 400 calories in my system and being like, yeah, everything's like
this is fine.
Yeah, everything's actually fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's a reason why you're freezing cold all the time, girl.
There's a reason that, for me, I lost my period and my my biggest irk in my life ever is, and I was thinking about this before our episode, just kind of on my own, and then I was like, oh, I need to talk about this. When I was in 8th grade, I had for years by this point known that I was struggling with like body image and stuff like that. Or maybe it was like freshman year, I don't know. Yeah. But this all kind of started for me like in 7th grade-ish, like all the like obsession with this. Yeah. But I remember going to the doctor and basically asking for help. Yeah. And being like, this is something I'm worried about. Yeah. I'm starting to realize that maybe I shouldn't feel this way. Yeah. But like, why did I lose my period? What's going on? Yeah. I don't feel like this is okay. And they're like, no, you're fine. We'll run some blood tests, but you're fine. If you don't get your period, we'll just put you on birth control and you'll be fine. And I was like, what? And so they didn't find anything in the blood work. So it took, I think, over a year for me to, like a year and a half later, I finally got my period back. Yeah. And I've gotten it consistently since then. But I, at the time, thought that was just normal. Yeah. For, like, girls who... I had been told by people close to me that was normal for women, that someone's friend back in college lost hers for 4 years. Yeah. And that's just how it goes. No. That's not normal. No,
it's not normal.
What is it called? Hypothalamic amenorrhea or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It took me years to figure out that that's a condition.
Well,
I only got it back when I started going to a nutritionist and gaining some weight back.
Well, yeah. I never lost mine because I was on birth control from the moment I started, getting bad until now. And then that's another thing. A lot of times they will push birth control on young girls.
And I think there's a lot of misinformation around
that. That's
a whole other
other thing. But it's almost like I don't really want to be on it so much anymore, just because like the hormones thing is like starting to freak me out. Yeah. And people will just say insensitive things too, like, oh, you're probably gonna get ovarian cancer because you have so many hormones rushing through. Yeah. I'm like, okay,
people need to chill. Hey, people need to mind their own business.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Oh my gosh.
I'll cross that bridge when I get there, but right now, I'm actually good. Thank you so much. No,
oh my gosh. Crazy. People's unsolicited advice. That's a whole other thing.
Like, I love that.
Unsolicited comments, so fun, right?
Yeah.
No, oh my gosh. I don't even know where I was going to go with this, but like, so you never lost...
I never lost my period because I haven't had... Because if you guys know anything about birth control, you don't get regular periods. You get what's called withdrawal bleeding. So I'm not really actually ovulating or anything. My body just bleeds.
Fun.
About for a week.
Love
Less,
that.
actually. Which is nice. I haven't had a heavy period in 5 years.
I'm on a very heavy period right now. I'm gonna be real. I'm on like the last day.
The last day, and it's still heavy?
Nah, it's like fine now. It was one of those periods where like the first day I was like, oh, I'm gonna die today.
Yeah, like,
and I was literally laying here on this couch with my heating pack on, like watching TV.
Just well, this is the end.
Yeah, I was like on so much Advil, and like I'm fine now. And
oh God,
I just like I was in that mood where I was like, I want someone to baby me. I just want like someone to bring me chocolate.
No,
I want everything.
Well, that's why boyfriends are important.
Yeah, he was out of town. I know.
Well, then what are they even good for?
Oh my gosh.
What are they good for? If not for that.
Oh my gosh, I love that. But no, so I get it now. But like that's a whole other thing, like women's health. Oh my gosh.
Women's health, women will be told that they're overreacting.
All the time.
The
fact
like,
that, like,
have you ever seen a
endometriosis
man with a cold?
Diagnosed until like, what is it, like 5 years after it appears or something like
that?
Yeah,
or
I don't know a lot.
They won't
I'm
give
obviously
you,
not a professional, but like...
Yeah, and they won't give you pain medication for an IUD insertion because they don't think that the cervix has nerves on it.
Oh my gosh.
You just fully have to get something inserted into your, completely undilated cervix.
Yeah.
That's crazy. They don't care.
I don't think people like understand how bad it is, and I think there are like even then like men out there who are like feminist and trying very hard to like have empathy and be generally good people.
Yes.
And it's like there's just stuff they don't even know.
No, exactly. And they're shocked when they figure it out, and I'm like, well, that's a problem.
I'm like, this is just how we've been treated.
I'm like, well, this is actually how I've lived my whole entire life, so thank you so much.
But like specifically eating disorders, I feel like they're obviously everyone knows what not everyone, but like most people know what an eating disorder is.
Or they have an idea.
Yeah. And they think, oh, like that's just the extreme. That's not like actually that big a deal. But the thing is,
I feel like most girls experience symptoms of disordered eating.
70% of women are disordered eaters, which is crazy. That's most women.
Wow.
Because, yes, it affects men, but we're talking just about women here right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't have a man with us, so I don't really care to hear what they have to say.
And also, like, and again, like, my heart does go out to women who struggle with that, like, also get help. But, like, again, I'm a woman. I don't really know your experience, and also it's mostly women who deal with this. So,
It's like when you talk about sexual assault awareness, there
like,
are men that it happens to, and our heart goes out to them, and we hope they get help.
But we're talking about them
for that. Right, we're not don't come to me.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, don't come to me, sir. Okay? Because I'm going to turn you right back around and say,
here's a better resource.
Yes, don't talk to me about it because I don't know anything about you. Which is like also why, if you're a man, if you're not trying to help women, then stop talking about their problems.
Oh my gosh, not the mansplainers.
If you are not trying to help us, shut up. Shut up.
Oh my gosh. No, the way I've been like so just annoyed with men. And I'm not trying to sound like absolutely
a misandrist right now. But
yeah. No, I actually learned that word recently and I was like, whoa. Like,
I found out what I am. Just kidding. Guys.
No, like, okay, there are a lot of good men in my life.
Absolutely.
Like, I have some amazing guys in my life, and I'm really grateful for that, so I don't want to be like, I hate men, because, like, obviously there are good ones.
We're not talking about you.
I'm talking about the ones who've made it so hard to just be a woman and exist in my life, especially around things like eating disorders, where, like, people will just be like, oh, I'll kind of, like, open up to maybe a friend or something. I'll be like, oh, yeah, so I, like, actually struggled with disordered eating, and that's something I'm working through, so I don't really actually want to hear about your diet.
Yeah, hey.
And they'll be like, oh, but, like, you're a disordered eater? Well, actually, here's what you do to, like, stay healthy. This is what I do. And I'm like, do you hear me? That's not what I asked. I was actually setting boundaries, so shut up.
Yeah.
You know? And it's, like, that's actually happened this semester, where I'm like, and it's not someone who was trying to hurt me.
No.
At all. They were just trying to, like...
They were trying to share their knowledge.
Which... Again, they were trying to come from, like, a good place, but I don't think people know how to react to people who struggle with this because they think that they should give advice.
Yes.
We don't want your advice. We just want support.
Yeah, exactly.
And not support in feeding into our eating disorder and telling me how to lose weight or something. Just like, do you hear me?
Or that's asking me weird stuff like, like, did you eat today? Like, okay.
Yeah, like, chill. Yeah.
Chill.
Oh my gosh, no. That's not what we need. No, especially it gets me though, like when I was like really struggling and trying to find help with like, I'm not even going to say like who this was, but obviously, but there was someone who I thought could really help me, and instead they would be like, oh, just focus on this, like this will help you stay healthy, and it's like feeding into that obsession instead of allowing you to realize that that's disordered and that's not how you have to live your life. And that's so hard, especially when you're like a kid. Yeah. When you're like literally a child.
Well, when I was a kid, I went to a therapist and I had like a lot of problems with my mental health as a kid. Like I couldn't sleep at night if I wasn't in bed by 8 o'clock because that meant that I wouldn't wake up on time. I would sleep in, be late to school, not do well in school because I'm tired, and people would think I'm not smart. I thought that every single night.
I'm already relating so much. I think you and I have very similar
psyche.
Yes. And like I think we've talked off the pod about this, but we have the same like yeah.
And they were like, so she has a lot of OCD tendencies. And I was like,
let's put a marker on that.
Yeah, and I didn't realize I didn't think about them a lot until I started to exhibit disordered eating behaviors. And I was like, that's
such a cool, not cool, but it like fascinating link.
Yeah, no, it's the pipeline between OCD and disordered eating because
it's insane.
It's something you can control, and it's something you can obsess over.
And you can feel like there's a right or a wrong way. Because also then, like, societal everything feeds into it. Yeah. And because women are already so affected by that, again, 70% of women are disordered eaters. Yeah, you're probably going to be in that case where... Yeah.
And I would, when I was a kid, it was like, oh, if you don't do this, then, you're going to fail your test. And then when I started to experience disordered eating, I was like, well, if I eat this, then I'm probably going to gain 15 pounds overnight.
And then you all of a sudden think, like, okay, that's in the scenario, the wrong answer. Yeah. And I can't do that, and I have to avoid that at all costs, I'm going to die.
Exactly.
And, like, that's something that... I don't think I even ever, like, said I've never been diagnosed with an eating disorder, but
Neither have I.
Yeah, because, of course, DSM-5 has, like, weirdly has BMI things in it still, even though that's...
Yeah. I'm like...
hate the BMI, even though that's super inaccurate.
It's crazy. It's like, bigger people can have eating disorders as well.
Yeah,
you cannot tell if someone has an eating disorder
based
by
on how they look. Again, like... People are so okay with not judging a book by its cover for everything else, but then as soon as it comes to size, they're like, but I get to say what you are there, right? No, you don't.
No.
A lot of it for me, I had to work on my internalized fat phobia.
Yeah.
And that's something that a lot of people think is like a fake thing until you start thinking about it and you're like, wow, no, I'm judging myself based on that. I judge strangers based on that. And when you're in it, like, you don't understand how critical you are of yourself and others until you're out of it.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to work on it.
I still am, too. Yeah. I think it's a lifelong process.
I know I'm scared of being a bigger person, and that sounds awful to say out loud.
No, but that's it's true. A root fear of disordered eating, because I've heard a lot of people talk about it going deeper to the fact that the U.S. and the world in general is fat phobic, so it lies also in like acceptance and want for approval. And not that I'm saying this about you. No. I'm saying that, like, kids who are going through this, they might think, oh, I don't want to be fat. They associate that with unhealthy because of other people and what they've been told.
Yeah.
But then it also goes to, like, if they have body image issues, if they have any kind of self-consciousness, which every teenager has, because you're a teenager, you're growing.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to latch on to the fat phobia, internalize that, and then if you have anxiety, depression, anything else, especially OCD, it just, like, creates this dumpster fire of, like...
Oh, it's crazy in there.
It's so crazy.
You don't want to go down that alley.
Yeah. On, like, days where... so I'm in recovery. I'd say I've been in recovery for years, but, again, I was never formally diagnosed, but I definitely had my, like, point where it reached a breaking point, and then I finally sought help. Yeah. And then I've been in recovery since then. Uh-huh. And looking back, I'm like, oh, no, I had an eating disorder. Yeah. I realized that recently because I'm now in a nutrition class, and we were doing the eating disorder unit, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, I knew it.
Yeah. And, like, even then I was told as a suffering teenager, basically, that, no, I didn't have it bad enough.
No, yeah. It's always, oh, well, it wasn't the worst case scenario, so how bad really was it? And I'm like, no, I don't think you understand.
It, like, informs your view of the world until you're out of it. And, yeah, no, on my worst days, though, still, not, like, terrible days, but, you know, like, just like anyone might have more stressed days.
Yeah.
I still have days where, of course, today is literally one of them where I'm feeling nervy about everything.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there in the library kind of stressing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to voice those thoughts because now I'm trying to trigger us or someone else.
Yeah, let's not freak each other out right now.
I'm not going to do that, of course.
She won't, guys, she won't.
No, I'm just saying that, like, on those rough days, I think, anything, though, is better than being back in that place I was in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Gaining...
And it's that awareness. Yeah.
Gaining awareness and knowing that no matter how far you, like, get into recovery, you're gonna have those days, but you have to know that it's...
How to deal with them.
Yeah. You have to know that it's not the end of the world, and you're not falling back into your old ways with one single thought.
No, like,
especially with OCD, because you get intrusive thoughts.
And you can spiral and ruminate, and
it's not even like you're trying to think about it, and you try your best not to, but your brain
try
is
to
telling
distract
you
yourself,
crazy things.
I'm still learning how to get my way through some of those, like, spiraling days.
It's a lot.
It takes a lot of work and just so much work and so much like experience, because you can't really, like, understand until you've been there, you've been through that hard day, and you go, oh, I have to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
But then it gets easier each day.
Yes. It does get easier each day.
But I think coming to college definitely, like, kind of triggered it again, because so many people here, especially, like we were saying, HNFE, there's a lot of diet culture mentality in that major, which is how I ended up talking to Wig about recording this episode, because I was sitting in my nutrition class and love my professor. She's a very wonderful person and very intelligent, lovely. Brilliant.
I had her the semester prior, and she knew this, so she was like, hey, do you remember it being this crazy? And I was like, unfortunately, yeah, I do.
Because I would say it's interesting how we went from the nutrition part of the class to the kind of other topics including eating disorders.
Yeah.
The class going from, here are all these things you can do to lose weight, to, oh, here's what eating disorders are like. And I'd say that unit, the eating disorders unit, was actually pretty well handled.
I agree.
That was, like, well done.
She did a really well job. She did a great job talking about it with grace and compassion.
She did.
Yeah.
And I, like, actually really appreciated that.
Yeah. She's definitely lovely, and also she's probably in her 50s.
Maybe. She just actually ran a marathon this weekend. She qualified for the Boston Marathon.
This lady's incredible.
Insane. I love her.
By the way, incredible.
So this is more about the curriculum of nutrition classes.
It's not even,
she's a good teacher.
Yeah, she's good.
But the thing is, like, it was juxtaposed so, like, strangely with how she talked for the rest of the class. Like, you know, learning about vitamins and stuff was very much a neutral topic.
Yes.
But, like, you know, like, kind of the weight management parts, those were really triggering for me.
Those were hard.
Yeah. Those are so hard. I had to,
Didn't we have to calculate our BMI at one point or something?
Oh, for sure. I emailed her because we had to do the journal where we, like, basically log our food for a week, and then we have to analyze it through other projects. And I emailed her and I was like, look, I cannot do this for XYZ reasons. I don't want to skip the assignment, though. What should I do? And so she had me, like, use one of my parents' info.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and honestly, it was interesting because then I could kind of, like, neutrally calculate stuff and be like, oh, he didn't really get enough, like, vitamin D here. Dad, you should get more vitamin D.
Yeah.
Like...
for one, didn't... I'm still sort of in that place where I'm embarrassed to admit to people that I struggle. Mm-hmm. Which is also part of the reason why I never went out seeking a diagnosis, because I was like, I don't want people to think of me differently.
And I get that.
Is so lame. Because
but it's like, not your fault that you felt that way.
Right.
Because, like, the mental health movements are a lot more recent.
Yeah.
I was there when you were in the midst of this.
No, when I was 15, they were just like, okay, well, she's probably
suck it up.
Yeah, like, though, she just doesn't want to be fat. weirdo.
And they were like, well, that's like how we all feel. Haha, isn't
Hey,
this
girl.
normal for women? It's like, no, that's actually
It's like, hey, like, no, we're all struggling, girl.
we're all struggling. We actually all need to talk about
Most
this.
of us need a lot of help.
We really do.
Saying you don't need therapy is weird, girl.
I genuinely think everyone should go to therapy at some point in their life, unless they genuinely have, like, nothing wrong and they've never been told they should go to therapy.
No, literally. Like, if there's one person,
few people.
I honestly think my boyfriend is one of those people who really, I feel like the only way he might need therapy is, like, in being more comfortable communicating his feelings when he's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't ever want to make me upset.
Aww.
So he'll bottle up, and
okay,
I'm like,
boyfriend award right here.
yeah,
though. Not for bottling up emotions, but for caring so much.
Yes, he's like, I never want to upset you. He's like, when I see you cry, it freaks me out.
Stop, I'm gonna cry.
And he's like, I'd rather not tell you and work through it on my own. And I'm like, but I want to know because I love you, and I help
swear
you.
The struggle of emotional, not you saying you're emotional, I'm saying me.
Yeah.
The struggle of
I'm very emotional.
Okay, I cry a lot.
I'm very emotional.
I'm so emotional. I cried at the
I cried at the Mike Tyson fight. The Mike Tyson.
Oh my gosh. I was going to use my example. That's way funnier. Stop. I cry happy tears a lot.
I literally cried at the Mike Tyson fight.
Why?
Because he's old.
No, because I was thinking about that too. I'm like, oh, he's so old and he's still getting back out there, and it makes me so sad that, like.
Oh, you know what made me cry even more?
What?
The tattoo on his chest of that girl was his daughter who died when she was 4.
Oh.
And I was like, no way.
I'm gonna tear up.
Jake Paul, stop beating up.
No, stop it. He's
Jake Paul.
58. Let him retire in peace and love his family.
Jake Paul, he's a legend. Leave him alone.
I keep finding this video, keep circling back of, like, that, some song he sang. And someone saying, can't believe this is who beat Mike Tyson. And it's just like Jake Paul as a teenager, just like being absolutely feral.
Is it the Ohio Fried Chicken song?
It might be.
We made this in one day.
Oh gosh. I didn't really know who Jake Paul is when he was, like, a big YouTuber. I didn't really know until after, so I don't know his, like...
God bless.
I was very into, like, the craft makeup side of YouTube.
Yeah. That's fair.
I, like, every so often I'll still go back and be like, I wonder what Brooklyn and Bailey are up to.
I miss them. They were so
One
cute.
of them's pregnant now. They're both married.
I saw that. Brooklyn's pregnant.
Yes, and honestly, she's so cool.
She's really cute. They're really cute. Are they still
really cute.
Mormon?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Which is
I wasn't really fully... I was wondering about this today, literally, in my nutrition class, because I was sitting there and I was like, again, I wonder what Brooklyn and Bailey are up to.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah, honestly, they seem happy, though. I was kind of worried that they'd just, like, drop everything and, like...
Be wives.
Be trad wives.
Yeah.
But... They're, like,
we do have to worry about that.
We do have to a bit.
We do have to worry about that with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Oh, yeah.
The mommy vloggers.
Oh, gosh. My guilty pleasure is mommy vloggers. That's not currently, but it
it was.
Been.
Yeah, no.
My sister said the same thing. She's like, I don't like trad wives, but I really like this one mommy vlogger.
And I'm like, no, it's
so fascinating.
Fair.
And honestly, some of them, like,
some of them are
tell
cute.
That they're, like, very happy.
And they
it's
love
like, they have
TV
good
moms.
husbands and stuff. It's not, like, oppressive people.
It's when they choose to do it, and their husband celebrates them for it.
That's what I mean. That is, like, sweet. Because my mom is a stay-at-home mom, and I would say, like, I respect that decision.
Oh, yeah.
It, like, worked for her.
And
there are some people it, like, works for really well.
Yeah. My mom was, like, a business owner plus a stay-at-home mom, so she could make her own schedule.
Dude!
She's a boss. And now, like, when she got bored of us, like, being in middle school and high school, she was like,
okay, whatever.
She was like, so I'm going to do my business, and then I'm also going to work for the government, and then I'm also going to work for real estate agents.
Dang!
She was just filling up her plate.
I feel like that low-key might be me. I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. Again, respect to them, though. But yeah, with Brooklyn and Bailey, I feel like they actually seem happy and, like, their husbands are, like, really nice and caring. And I think Brooklyn and her husband opened up, like, a small business.
Yeah. And
so, like, I feel like she's really doing what she wants
Bailey's
to be
husband
doing.
is a little bit...
I don't know much about him. I just know his name and that he now has facial hair.
Yeah, Asa.
I don't know how I feel about them because they've been together forever.
They've been together
and it, like, scares me a little bit.
Yeah, but his...
Oh.
I don't he's gay.
I've heard that. I feel like...
And I don't mean to be... I'm stereotyping because
no,
he has a feminine energy about him.
Again, that's fine. It's more that, like, you know, you hear a lot about the, like, closeted...
It's very much about the closeted religious boys that I grew up around making me feel this way.
I love that this is, like, slowly just, like, us discussing Brooklyn and Bailey. Because I'm so fascinated by it.
Eating disorders and Brooklyn and Bailey.
Honestly, that was a few years for me.
Best times of my life, goddammit.
Stop, like, the way I learned, like, how to use a tampon from them.
Did you really?
No,
I had
really.
to look at a diagram.
Real truth moment, I didn't actually use my first tampon until, like, the end of senior year of high school.
That's crazy.
No, because I tried once, and I think I was just, like, so anxious about it that I was really tense, so it hurt, and so I, like...
Yeah.
I ended up sobbing, and my sister was like, we'll try again in a few years.
Yeah.
Because I have sisters that were, like, you know, trying to teach me.
They're like, hey, girl, just leave it.
Yeah, and they were, like, being great. I just, you know, I was, like, a little 8th grader who was, like, terrified of everything. So.
Oh, yeah. I was also,
like, I'll just wait.
I also started my period in 8th grade.
Oh.
Well, I had, like, a little...
Do you remember the day? I don't know why I remember the day from...
Okay, I remember the...
I remember, like, the date. It was October 3rd, and I know that because of the Mean Girls thing.
He asked me what day it was.
It was October 3rd.
Oh,
That's
my
why
God.
I remember it. So sorry, everyone now knows when I started my first period.
October
All, like,
3rd,
7 of you guys.
What's up?
I'm, like, really worried that... Not, like, the wrong people will find this, but sometimes I'll, like, make a new friend... and we'll follow each other on Instagram. They'll be like, oh my gosh, you have a podcast? And I'll be like, I forgot about that.
You're like, hey, you don't need to
and,
see
like,
that.
There's nothing on here that I'm, like, embarrassed by or that's, like, really bad. It's just, like, I forget that people can find it.
Yeah,
you know?
sometimes I forget about digital footprint, and I feel like we should be able to. But it haunts us.
I have a large digital footprint, but it's very, like, it's good chaotic, I'd say, because
She's got a lot of digital footprint, so if you want to know anything about her...
No, that's the thing. I feel like I'm an open... But I have a YouTube channel.
No way.
I haven't posted in a while, but I vlogged a lot last year.
That's
and,
so
like,
funny.
I feel like they're normal videos. I'm not, like, embarrassed
As long
by
as you're
them.
not doing weird stuff,
I'm not.
You're
like,
not at risk.
It's just kind of me. I made the channel so I could be, like showing my sisters what I was up to at college.
Yeah.
And that's what it's for. And I was, like, careful about not putting in, like... I don't even know what I wouldn't put in.
Controversy.
Like, no, I wasn't gonna, like, say anything, like, really crazy on there. I also don't think I have any, like, thing crazy to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't...
She wasn't being weird on the internet.
Yeah, but I do have, like, a large digital footprint to the point that I think, like, if someone wants to find out who I am, they very much can figure out my personality.
That's all they need to know.
Yeah. Anyway,
you guys. My digital footprint...
periods?
Can find me. Yeah, my period.
Oh,
got
sorry,
it. Got it for the first time. Summer, like right before summer in 7th grade, I pulled down my pants after a family gathering, and I was like, "What the hell?"
Fun.
I was like, "Why is it brown?" I was told it was going to be red. Mine was brownish.
Dang. Well, actually, that's not weird at all.
Yeah.
I think there's just, like,
A lot
not
of different
that
colors
it's, like, a
of the
taboo
menstrual
topic,
cycle.
but, like, I think a lot of people don't know how to talk about it to, like, little kids, and it's one of those things. At least for me, like, I just didn't really know much about it.
I didn't either.
So it was, like, not scary for me, but that was why I didn't use tampons for forever, because I didn't know what was happening.
I had to use it like the first time I got a period.
Oh gosh.
Because I wanted to go swimming.
That's fair. I just avoided. Actually, no, I think it never, like, lined up badly, but I also wasn't a swimmer. You were a swimmer, right?
I was a swimmer, so I had to suck it up and put one in there.
Yeah.
Because guys, if you don't know, now you know, you won't bleed while you're in the water, but you'll start bleeding as soon as you get out of the water.
Mm.
So...
I didn't know that, actually.
That's what they told me. Now, that could be wrong. Don't fact check me.
Fact checking you right now. No.
Guys, don't fact check me. Pretend like this is the debates.
This is all real.
This is the debates. And what I'm saying...
What she's saying goes.
Yeah, what I'm saying goes...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to talk about who you guys just let be the president of the United States. Because he can say whatever he wants. So
if that can happen, then we can say whatever.
Then I can say that you can't bleed in the water.
Yeah.
And then once I was like, I can't be at a swim meet, get out of the pool, and have blood down my legs in front of all these
That's fair.
boys that I have a crush on.
Stop. I always had so many crushes on, like, the lifeguards.
Oh my God. Being a swimmer.
And I didn't realize that was such a common experience of, like, being a swimmer. When I was, like, 8, I definitely had a crush on, like, the 16-year-old swimmers. Because I did, like, one summer of swim. I'm not a swimmer, but I did it, like, 1 or 2
Summer swim is so fun. And then
It's
competitive swim, there was always, like, less cute guys.
Oh my god.
Like travel is what I'll call it. Travel swim.
Weirdly, okay, I know a lot about that world because I
worked at a swim shop.
Yeah.
Guys, I used to work at Sweet Frog. And let me just say, I don't have a lot of
it?
great things to say about the management at Sweet Frog.
Ooh, actually, I worked at an ice cream store. It was not a great time.
Isn't it crazy? Why does every girl have to work at an ice cream store?
Canon event!
Every girl that had an eating disorder?
Stop! Why did we all work in food service too? Because then I worked at a bakery.
Oh, that's crazy.
Actually, okay. So again, I feel like it is ironic that I got into food science because I love food so much. And yeah, I had an eating disorder.
Yeah.
Well, okay, no, it was, like, twofold where I was, like, it is technically a pre-med track if I want to do something, like, related to that, but, that's the thing, like, even throughout that, I was baking a lot while I had my eating disorder, which
Me too, which is very common.
Really? Oh, because the obsession with food, I forgot about that.
Apparently it's very common.
I didn't find that out until, I would say, more the tail end of my, like, heightened state of disordered eating.
Yeah.
And then, like, there was someone who kind of didn't believe that I was struggling, and I was basically pulling up all the signs, and I'm like, do you see my Pinterest board? Did you know that obsession with recipes and food is a sign? And they were like, oh. And I was like, yeah.
I'm like, did you notice that I'm constantly always baking, and
always
I
thinking
rarely
about
ever
food,
eat it?
And then well, for me, it was, I don't even know what it was, but I had a lot of guilt around food with that. So I would eat it, and then like feel guilty, but then I also would restrict a lot. It was a whole thing.
But when I would eat it, I was like, it's okay. I'll have one, and it's okay because I made it. I saw exactly what went in there.
That was also kind of how I felt.
Yeah.
There was very much that fear for me of like eating things that I didn't know what was.
I was like, how much calories and oil did they use to cook this chicken breast?
I hate it. I hate that.
Like, girl, who gives a fuck?
Exactly. That's why I also hate the nutrition class, because yes, I understand that calories have been used for forever as like a measure of nutrition, but at the same time, I think that our systems are really outdated.
Yeah.
I want to be part of like the change coming, because I don't think I'm going to go to like dietitian school.
Meaning I'm not going to get my master's.
What?
I'm not going to get my master's.
Yeah. No, because like it's a lot. I might go back to school. I don't know what I want to do, so that's a whole other
I kind of want to
I want to have a master's, but don't want to have to do the master's, you know?
She wants to say she's a doctor, but she doesn't want to do
I want to be Dr. May, because my sister's going to be Dr. May.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's in med school right now. And then my other sister is a PA. So I'm like, what if I just, like, complete the, like, trio?
The trifecta?
The trifecta of May's sisters who are in
the medical
medicine.
field. Yeah, that's
like,
beautiful stuff. But you can still be in medicine without having a master's degree.
Oh, no, for sure. And, that's the thing, like, I do love medicine. That's why I'm in food and health specifically, because I was like, oh, like, that seems more my groove with, like, the classes I take.
Yes.
But where was I going? Oh, yeah, no, just, like, I was obsessed with
bacon.
Wait, there was something else. Oh, yeah, calories have been our, like, measure of things for so long, but I want to, like, I want to somehow get to a point where I'm, like, working for the government or some, like, higher up agency that's, like, restructuring nutrition education, because I don't think that that's a healthy way to frame it, because again, in nutrition class we go from talking about restricting and all these things and, like, lauding that as praiseworthy to then talking about eating disorders, and yet they don't see a link.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to me.
No. And I'm like, okay, well, you're the one that just pushed the fact that an egg has calories in it down my throat. Yeah. Okay? And now I'm freaking out about it, and you're saying that's weird.
And the way, okay, I know that the way to basically work on all these things is to experience triggers and then be able to talk yourself through them and live through them and tell yourself that everything's still okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes I wish I could be triggered a little less in class.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, can we maybe make this a, like, once a week thing instead of...
That's why I started playing Sudoku during class, because I couldn't take it anymore.
Sometimes
and I'm like, I don't really care. Well, also, guys, in my defense, I sat next to a girl.
Oh, no.
We'll leave her name out of it.
Oh, my God.
But she was once in our major and is no longer in our major.
Oh.
And she sat next to me and would constantly always talk about how... she doesn't eat stuff like that. She eats very clean. She exercises every day for an hour on the Stairmaster.
That's not...
I'm like... And when I literally told her I'm in recovery, and then she starts telling me all that, like,
it's like, do you understand logic, girl?
Yeah, and then she's like, I'm in recovery, too. I'm like, then
I don't think people understand recovery. I wish there was... I think people need to more straight up just start talking about this, and if that means... I've actually started being a little bit more open about my, like, disordered eating. not, like, to strangers, but, like...
Yeah, well, they don't care.
But, like, when I become, like, slightly closer with friends or kind of as a point in things, or even, like, in an email to our teacher, because I was like, hey, like, do you have any research opportunities with this? And she's like, I don't. But, like, I basically told her. I was like, I struggled with this, and I've come out the other side, and I really want to work on this. Let me know if you have opportunities. So, like, I'm trying to be more open about that, because I'm like, I guess that's how... Not that I think I'm going to make this, like, crazy giant impact, but I'm like, if that one podcaster I like, Victoria Garrett Brown, love her so much.
We're name dropping because
she's the GOAT. Love her. I feel like a 15-year-old in 2015, but when I just said the GOAT.
No, they still use the
I know they
GOAT
do, but I still feel like that every single time.
It's okay.
Oh, teenage boys, they scare me.
Especially preteen boys are the scariest.
So freaking terrifying.
Like, you're 12, you're 13.
And
they're really
scaring
mean.
me. They're so mean.
I was at a basketball game.
I'm still scared of them, and I'm an adult.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I walked out, and there were, like, the kids playing in the hall, and they were, like, probably 13, 12, 11, like, in that age range, and they were, like, doing sit-ups and push-ups out there. I was like, what
are you doing? You're, like, a little noodle boy.
Yeah, and then the one boy goes... I was like, oh my goodness. And they're like, he's doing this because he's fat. And obviously he wasn't fat. He was like this big. And then they go, and he wants your number. And I was like, I'm a grown up. I'm sorry.
I don't even know how I'd react in that situation.
I literally said, he's not fat and I'm a grown up. But you guys have a good night.
Good for you. This summer, I, like, live near a high school, and when I, like, go on walks sometimes, I'll, like, kind of pass the high school. Yeah. And, something on walks. See, I have so much stuff written down, I haven't even gotten to, like, half of it. We don't have to. There could be a second episode, though.
There might have to be a sequel, because there's a lot of lore.
There's so much lore.
Like, did you ever have, like, crazy food hyperfixations where you eat this every single day and then never be able to eat it again?
Yeah.
I was like that with oatmeal. Like, I would have to eat oatmeal, like, every day. It was, like, a safe food for me, and then I was
safe foods, yes.
Yeah, I was really obsessed with oatmeal.
COVID was that time for me. I thought it was my COVID food. Actually, I'm getting back into PB&Js now, but that was kind of my thing.
But she's getting back into it now in a way that's okay.
Yeah, because I don't know, I don't really eat PB&Js at college because I forget they exist.
They're hard to remember when you're not in elementary school.
I also live in an ingredient household. We don't have, like, normal good foods. So that's a whole thing where, like, over break I have to go to Trader Joe's and just, like, stock up. And it's great, actually, because it gets me to, like, go explore food again and, like, enjoy new, like, things.
And Trader Joe's is fun. I've never been, though, but I've heard it's really fun.
I want to do a Trader Joe's episode because that's, like, genuinely my personality. Wait, let me show you the back of my computer.
Trader Joe's.
I collect their stickers.
Trader Joe's.
I at one point knew the store and what it stocked better than my friend who worked there, because I was like, oh, like, do you remember which ice cream they're out of right now? And my friend was like, I think it might be, like, the maple cream. I was like, actually, no, it's pumpkin spice. Never mind. And he was like, how do you know that?
Anyway, like, don't worry about it. I have very close ties to the company. Thank you. I'm the heiress to the throne.
Genuinely, that would be my dream.
My dream would be to be the heiress of the Jimmy John's throne. I'm a big Jimmy John's girl.
That's fair.
My favorite. I love sandwiches.
I'm not a sandwich person.
I'll tell you why. I love a sandwich.
No, but I respect that because it's also convenient for you because they're
convenient. Easy. And they meet a lot of different food groups, nutritional, things. Because, guys,
I will say,
we do talk about
gentle nutrition is wonderful.
I love nutrition.
I will say that's actually been helping me sometimes in my, like, heightened anxiety
I'm like, oh my God, I need to eat because I haven't gotten enough carbs today.
And I love talking about, like, additive nutrition. I'm like, I want to get in enough protein today. Like, I want to make sure I'm eating enough today in general. And you know what? Let me get some antioxidants in here.
Might as well eat a blueberry while I'm at it.
Yeah. And I'm like, and this tastes so good, and I'm really enjoying this, instead of the, restrictive. Yeah. I have a lot of friends right now who kind of are talking about how they're not dieting, but they are, like, let's say restricting, they're limiting their carbs, and I'm like, I focus on additive nutrition more. Yeah. And I'm trying to,
don't talk to me about that.
Yeah. I try to, like, gently slip in gentle reminders of...
When my parents did the keto diet...
Stop.
I was very triggered by them. I get triggered by them when they do the keto diet.
So.
Oh, yeah. Well, my parents... My dad is the funniest person in the world because he can lose, like, 10 pounds by not drinking beer one night. Like, men can just lose weight so easily.
That's what my dad goes on, like, a health kick every year.
Yeah. That's my dad does the same thing. He's like, I'm not going to drink till my birthday. And so from now to March, I'm not going to drink at all. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, well, why are you 70 pounds soaking wet? And he's really good he's very, very determined. So if he's gonna lose weight, then he has no problem.
That's my dad too, but then it can be so triggering.
But he won't talk about.
Oh my gosh, my dad doesn't. I'm like, Dad, he's a psychologist. So I'm like, how do you not see this? I'm like, Dad, remember how I had an eating disorder? Let's not talk about this right
Dad,
now.
Don't care about the elements.
And then like everyone in my family goes, Dad, stop. Dad. And he's like, oh, okay.
Wait, do you only have sisters?
I have 2 brothers, 2.
Okay, so how many of that is that?
I'm the youngest of 5.
You're
It's a lot. I don't think I could ever do that, but I do love my siblings.
Yeah, your mom's a trooper for that.
Yeah, I don't know how she physically did that, but
you have 5 of them. That's a lot of babies.
And my parents met a lot later, so my mom actually had me at 47.
Wow.
So again, kudos, Mom,
because
I love you so much.
That's crazy. No, I would die for my mother. I'd kill someone for my mother. Too.
Yeah,
easily. Have you seen that like Jubilee skit, or not Jubilee skit, but
I
it's
love
like
Jubilee.
It's like, would you kill for your child? And some moms are like,
what? No. Okay.
They're like, I know
not everyone wants kids, and I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I have been someone who's always wanted
kids.
Me too.
I've always wanted to be a mom.
Dude, I've had baby fever so much recently. I keep seeing... Okay, I also really want a golden retriever right now.
Have you seen Pookie's baby?
Huh?
Pookie and Jet? Do you know Pookie and Jet?
I don't.
Well, I'll just show you.
I know... I feel like I do know a lot of the, like, Instagram, like, TikTok, like, Reels, that kind of thing. Like, couples who have kids. That's been on my feed. There's some really cute babies. That's all, though. And I'm like, obviously, I'm 19. I'm not about to have a kid. It's going to be a while. But... every so often, I'm like, but I really am excited for it.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
To have a baby.
Oh my gosh. Oh, do you ever... Weird girl thing that I think I've said this to guys before, and they're like, no, what? But do you ever, like, have a dream that you have a kid? Or you're pregnant and you wake up and you're like, what just happened? Where did I go? Because in the weird
my sister
sense
just
of
had
loss,
a crazy one recently where she thought she had a baby named Mare for a really long time.
Oh. What?
I don't know.
See? No, and then you wake up and you're like, what just happened? Did I just, like, go through a full life cycle?
Like well, kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
I have to show you Pookie. I'm getting off track. I just got a notification that...
I feel like I'm more on, like, couples reels right now than, like, baby reels, but every time I see a cute baby, I die a little bit inside.
No, they are...
My sister's the godmother to her, like, best friend's baby, and this baby is the cutest baby I've ever seen.
Do you have any nieces or nephews?
No.
That's so upsetting.
I know.
The youngest of 5, can they not help you out?
One day when they do, though, I can't wait to be the aunt who, like, spoils those kids so much.
Okay.
I also just really want a golden retriever puppy right now. If anyone wants to get me that for Christmas...
it's on her wish list?
It is on the wish list. I used to not really be a dog person. And then I very recently... Like, I've always liked dogs. I just am not, like, good with them, I'd say. And now I really want a puppy.
Well, they're a lot, and they're going to bite you a lot.
Yeah, I love if it's a golden retriever, they're sweet, and they're going to grow up so sweet.
They are going to grow up sweet, but then they also have so much energy, and I'm kind of more of a cat person.
I totally do understand that.
I'm more of a cat person.
For most cases, I'm more of a cat person, except golden retrievers.
Yeah.
I also really don't like shedding, so I have never had a pet. Not because of that. My mom just doesn't really want it.
She can't deal with the pets.
Yeah, we also have, like, a small house and a lot of kids, so it's like we don't need to add anything else onto that.
Yeah, and pets kind of make the house dirty.
They do. We're not a big, like... See, I'm not fond of mess, but I think that as I become a more flexible person in life, I will be able to deal with pets.
I think I'm definitely going to have to start off with cats because dogs are a whole nother thing.
Dogs are a really big jump.
They're a whole other thing, and people don't realize that when they get dogs.
My whole family's, like, allergic to cats, so I don't like to get one. I know. I'm not allergic.
Well, good. That's really... I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Like, my
sister deals with it anyway.
And I'm like, can I not get a cat and just keep it at you guys' house till I graduate college? And he's like, I can't... Like, my mom's allergic. And I'm like, I really don't care.
Oh.
Okay? I am also allergic.
Allergy med time.
Yeah, I'm allergic. I take allergy meds.
A cat? Do you know? I don't have any specific names picked out for, like, a pet because I feel like it depends on the pet.
I agree.
But there's some winners.
Maybe tuna.
Tuna's cute.
Maybe tuna for a cat. Or maybe, like, I don't know, I probably name it something, like, really weird, like, like, have a boy cat with, like, a really esteemed name, like, maybe Jonathan or, like, Nathan or something. Like, something just, like, a really manly name.
Another podcast that I really like, it's called Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast.
I know them, yeah.
You do?
I know, of course
Stop.
I know
I love
them.
that, because I also love Kelsey Kreppel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm really sad that Circle Time's out. I know there's a whole lot going on about that, and I get that, but Kelsey herself, I just love her so much. And I'm in her Geneva, which is, like, her community, like, app. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, where is she? I want her. And, like, I know she had a baby, and I want to hear updates. I know. Makes me really sad.
I'm sorry that your husband does do weird things.
Yeah.
It happens.
Bye, Kelsey. We love you. Come back.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, because I found Kelsey through Real Pod, Victoria Garrett.
Okay.
Then I found Brooke and Connor through Kelsey, and then I found, oh my gosh, what's his name? Jake Shane. I love Therapist.
Hi, pussies.
Hi, pussies.
I love him so much.
No, he's the best. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, I like one day want to emulate him with my podcast.
No, he's my favorite person
because I found him through Brooke and Connor.
Because they went on Therapist.
Yeah, and
did he go on their show?
I think so. No, he went on Obsessed with Brooke Averick.
Okay. Well,
the full title, just
of course, the full title,
the full thing.
That's
anyway,
okay.
Obsessed. I love Jake Shane too. I love Brooke and Connor.
The fact that he's like really good friends with Sophia Richie-Grange is crazy.
I actually don't know who that is. Should I?
Do you know Lionel Richie, like the singer from?
Yes.
Okay, it's his daughter.
Wow.
And she's like, I mean, she's like the it lady.
Oh.
She's like stunning, beautiful, a new mother to a baby.
Oh.
Her baby's name is Eloise. How sweet.
Stop, that's so cute.
How sweet. Oh. Her husband's like the tall, nerdy type, but he's also like a rich guy, and they just live like the most beautiful, stunning life.
I always say I want to marry rich, but also be independently wealthy.
Because if you marry a man for money, you'll pay him back for the rest of your life.
Oh gosh. No, I also just mean because, like, wouldn't it be nice to have, like, double incomes?
Well, yeah,
like, nice
but you cannot marry a man without having any money of your own because he will hold it over your head forever.
Oh gosh.
Because they're evil. They're evil, and it's like, let me just say this. Not all spiders are venomous, but people that are scared of spiders are scared of all spiders because it's hard to tell just by looking at them.
Exactly.
Unless you study them.
Genuinely, like, unironically, like, not metaphorically, I just hate spiders. I really hate spiders.
I'm not scared of spiders.
And
I'm the type I'm the bitch that takes them outside.
You'll be the one who gets them for me when I'm scared?
Yeah, like, I put them in cups and take them outside.
I mean, I respect that. I'm too scared to even get to that point where I can...
Guess what I saved the other day? A roach.
Oh, gosh.
I know.
You are so different than me.
I was like, he just like, go outside. Like, he's fun. He's not bothering us.
I get that. I just... Ugh.
I'm not scared. I grew up in the woods on a farm. Like, I'm very much...
I grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
I will say my villain origin story could be related to bugs because there was one time my brother would not get the bug off my back and I was, like, crying.
Well, there was a couple times.
Shout out Jim.
Shout out to you because that's a name for an old person.
No, that's what everyone says. They're like, your brother's name is Jim?
And you're like, yeah, okay.
I love you, Jim. Jim and I recently, like, got a lot closer, which was so weird because, like...
That's so funny. In families with a lot of kids, like, the relationships that the siblings get.
No, and, like, when the age gaps obviously have always been the same because that can't physically change. But, like, as I've gotten older, like, my brothers and I... Jim and I were, like, friends when we were little, and then I feel like in high school we, like, kind of just did our own thing.
Because is he the closest to you in age? Okay.
And then, like, all of a sudden he, like, introduced me to, like, all his friends over the summer, and now, like, I'm kind of friends with his friends, and I'm like, aw, like...
That's sweet.
Jim, you like me?
No, my little sister is, like, my pride and joy.
Of course. My sister's, like, we clicked across the age gap easier because, like...
Women.
Yeah.
Women.
And, like, sister bonds are different, and, like, I love all my siblings equally, but, like... The age gaps worked where, like, Jim and I were, like, fighting still for a while because we were close in age, and then Caitlin and Caroline, they're respectively, like, 6 and 8 years older.
Yeah.
So, like...
Wow.
Yeah. Caroline, I got closer with, not more recently. We've been, like, friends for years, but, like, Caitlin, I've been friends with her since, like, 7th grade. Basically since I was, like, sentient, you know?
Yeah. When you could speak... You know, have conversations that with a little bit of meaning. She was like, I guess I'll, like, be your friend.
Well, because I just, like... She passed down all her tastes to me.
Yeah.
Like, my music taste is just based on her, and we have, like, all the same kind of, like, movies we love in common.
Yes.
So, like, that bonded us. But, yeah, it's, like, the weird age gap dynamics, like, bond certain people at certain times. Mm-hmm. And now I'm finally friends with my 30-year-old brother. So, shout out
She
Patrick.
did it.
I love you. Yeah, now I'm like, oh, we're friends. Like, I've called him...
exciting.
like, yeah. I'm like, this is weird. Like, oh my
I would
gosh.
not know. I don't have any older siblings. I'm the oldest.
Really?
I'm the oldest.
Actually, I see that.
I'm the old. Yeah, I know.
That kind of like checks out in a very good way because I feel like you've kind of got it together and you know yourself.
I'm very I don't want to say like bossy and assertive because
I've been called bossy.
Like, yeah, well, my whole life, and that's
it's
just
only women who are called bossy though.
never, ever has a man ever been called bossy.
Why are men called a boss and not bossy?
Yeah, I'm like, well, actually, I'm just kind of a boss bitch, but whatever.
She is.
But they're gonna call me bossy and say you should be a lawyer because I like to argue.
Okay, my favorite song is "The Man" by Taylor Swift.
So good.
Did you see that was my Halloween costume? That's what it was.
No, I didn't. But I was listening to that song the day after the election, and also "The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived."
Oh, good combo. Wait, I gotta show you. Can I show you now? Yeah, it won't pause it. I've been planning this since like June, my Halloween costume. I had like other ones I did with people, but do you know her music video for The Man?
Yes.
And the tennis guy.
Yes, the tennis guy.
That's exactly what I was. And like no one got it, but there was like one Swiftie who understood.
I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
There only needs to be one Swiftie in a room full of mediocre men.
It was literally just in my Instagram post. Someone was like, oh my gosh, I love it. And I was like, thank you for understanding.
Thank you for getting it.
Someone did think I was an actual man, though, because they quickly turned around and they were like kind of drunk. And they were like, what? And I was like, nope.
Sorry, I'm just a girl. Like,
and they were like, oh, I thought you were a man. You scared me.
Don't worry, it's me.
It's just me.
It's me, MC. I'm in here.
And then I have a video of me dancing with, like, my friend Jordan, and her mom was like,
who's that boy?
Who are you? Who's that boy? Like, you boyfriend? And she was like, no, it's just my friend Mary Claire.
She's a very convincing male lead. She likes
Well, no, because Jordan had, like, done a beard on me with eyeshadow.
Fantastic.
And I was wearing my, like, man polo shirt.
Yeah.
Like, if you looked at me for, like, 1 second, you can figure it out, but it was, like, a blurry photo.
Yeah, you could
see
just
is,
be
like,
like
a beard.
You could just be a guy with a little bit of boobage.
Which is very possible.
We see it a lot. It's an epidemic.
Oh my gosh.
It's an epidemic. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to promote body dysmorphia. I'm just pointing out a common theme.
Yes.
In the world.
I feel like my outfit definitely, I could have been a man in that.
She could have been a man, and that's also an epidemic.
I was wearing, like, also full-on makeup, though, so it was, like, an interesting...
Full beat with a fucking beard.
Because, like
a drag
honestly,
queen.
I felt so cool, though, because I was, like... It was so obviously not for the men. It was so obviously for the girls. Mm-hmm. And for me, that I was just, like, I feel great, you know? Because I felt, like... Not that I, like, felt pretty with my, like... No, but I was like, this is funny.
This is funny, and you don't get it, so it's even better.
Exactly, and I was like, I feel cool.
Yeah, this isn't for you.
Because when I can't say too much on here because this is public, but when I am...
When you get happy...
When I get happy, I fireman carry people.
I give people piggyback rides as well.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, anyway. That's my cutoff point. Because sometimes it's, like, hard to edit when I'm like, oh, I obviously am, like, in the middle of a word here, and then I jump to another. Because, like, I don't know how people actually edit podcasts. I use GarageBand. Mm-hmm. And I'm, like, doing my best with that. Yeah. It's hard.
I'm pretty good at editing. Just want to say, I used to make videos for my high school.
You did?
For my high school field hockey team, I ran the social media... and I would, like, carry a tiny microphone and we would do mic'd up.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I would see, that's the kind of, like, YouTube I want to make. I have all these ideas. I can show you somewhere for I want to do, like, acrobatic yoga with my friends and watch it go, like, terribly wrong.
Yes.
I don't know what some of those are. I wrote them, like, months ago. Blind karaoke. I think I have the footage on my phone and I just forgot.
I love doing that.
Yeah. No, it's so fun. But, like, sometimes I feel like I'm always more into the thing like that than other people. They'll, like, find it fun for 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, I'm committed.
Yeah, some people don't get it.
But, like, the people,
some people get it. And the people that don't,
girls who get it, get it. I love saying that around men. The girls who get it, get it. And they're like, wait, I get it. And I'm like, yeah, girly pop.
Yeah, girl, you fucking do.
I love
You heard me say girl.
Pop. Hey, queen. I say that to a lot
of they hate that, but I love it.
I love it so much.
Hey, queen. They're like, stop.
I also have a note in here of... Oh, wait, no, I don't know what's in there, just warning.
I'm not going to look, don't worry.
Okay. Because, you know how, like, okay, wait. I love when it's, like, every girl has notes in her phone that are, like, groceries. The thing that's haunting me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, the darkest time of my life.
Do you know who Kyle Prue is?
No.
He's a TikToker.
Okay.
Instagram guy. He's like a comedian.
Okay.
But he's that guy who, I don't know if you've seen this, but things you can say to piss off men.
Yes.
He has a book, and I bought it. And it's so funny.
That's
and
awesome.
like, I showed my mom, she's like, honey, why would you want to piss off men? I'm like, I don't hate men. It's again just like, it's funny around guys who like kind of already say like slightly condescending things to you. It's like a way to get back.
It's also like, have you ever been in public and a man has said something crazy to you? Because I will literally be walking down the street downtown at night on the weekend, and I've had guys yell at me, nice tits.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, well, actually, I'm not a painting.
Yes.
I can move
actually,
and talk.
I am a person, so
I can move and talk, and I'm about to fucking break your nose.
Exactly. So it's like, I love having this.
Have it.
But yeah, like, I have my list kind of like that, of like things you can say to piss off men, but it's, again, very random notes in here. Bits to mess with men.
Is that a furry thing?
What?
Why don't we just print more money?
Oh, that's a whole bit by Kyle Prue.
No, it's funny because you're like the economy.
Yeah,
the economy.
exactly.
You ask a man to explain the economy, and they're like, "Well, so the economy is like."
I'm like, but why don't we just print more money? And they're like, "Oh no, I'm gonna find this."
They
Kyle
don't even
Prue,
know what the economy is.
They don't. But there's this like whole thing in here, and I'm trying to memorize it because I cannot wait to use this on just one singular man.
Just one.
Watch him like die.
While she's at that, guys, let me just say something.
Yeah.
Ask a man who voted for Trump why he voted for Trump, and he's going to say the economy. And when you ask him to explain...
What is the economy?
He will say, well, it's just like some of the prices were lower. And I'm like, oh, like for what? Like, and I like the regulations and things. They will never give you a real answer. By the way.
Oh my gosh.
And don't let that intimidate you when they say the economy, because you don't know much about the economy. Ask them to try and enlighten you and watch them not be able to. And they get really mad and then they start yelling. And then you have to say, please calm down. I wasn't even yelling.
Why are you getting so emotional?
I love saying that. Why are you getting so upset? Please stop raising your voice at me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I found it.
What is it?
It's, why don't we just print more money? Odds are if you say this, he'll respond by smugly saying, because of inflation.
Yes.
That's when you give him a confused look and go, oh, honey, no. What you're afraid of is called hyperinflation. Leading capitalist economists actually encourage inflation at a rate of about 2 to 3% per year to stimulate need for investment and prevent deflation. Deflation is, well, I don't really feel like explaining right now.
Yeah. It's not my job to educate you.
Yes.
I love saying that.
Yes.
It's not my job to educate you.
And this is like a full monologue, but it's worth it.
That's beautiful.
Because, like, I just think this would go so hard. And
they don't understand inflation. They have not taken an economy class.
No, they haven't.
I took AP macroeconomics, so I know a thing or two about the fucking economy.
Oh, yeah. I don't. I'm going to be real. And I don't pretend to.
She's not.
But I also don't want someone else to explain it to me when they don't know.
Right. I'd rather learn about it on my own.
There are, like, good, again, normal men in my life who I will ask for.
Yeah, I'll ask my dad because he's not going to be rude.
Yeah. I, like, will ask some guys about things, but it's only if I already don't know. And if I know that they actually do.
Yeah, it's like when I ask my boyfriend things about electronics and technology because he's an electrical engineer.
Yeah, so that's helpful. That's his area of expertise.
Exactly. And he doesn't make me feel bad about it. Sometimes I think it's kind of hot when he explains stuff like that to me.
Okay, no, exactly.
Yeah, when he shows me like how
it's
a circuit
when
works.
People talk about what they're passionate about.
And
that's attractive.
It's so attractive, and intelligence is attractive. So if you're a man and you're saying stuff without backing it up, if you really want to get your point across, women respond to facts, okay? And I know you're like, no, they don't. They're emotional creatures.
Yeah, what about you? Aren't you emotional?
Yeah, like, don't you guys get mad and like fight each other and beat each other up, like, and you scream
over
at the TV.
Football games again.
You scream at the TV.
Screaming at the
people
TV.
You don't know,
which is like actually okay, but just then don't talk about women doing that and be like,
or with how women are obsessed with Taylor Swift, and I'm like, I've seen you yell at the TV.
Taylor Swift is an amazing person.
I'm like, by the way, she's been famous since
she was 13,
and since we were born. Like
since she was 13,
we would, and they were like, well, how'd you even know about Taylor Swift? I'm like, she's been on the radio since I was a kid. What do you mean, how do I?
Also, just because something's popular doesn't make it less good.
People think that. People think
but
that
then
they're
all the guys who
like
then
cool.
like everything that every other guy ever likes.
But when girls,
which again is fine,
when girls find a common ground, they're like, well, that's kind of cringy.
It's called uniting people.
Yeah. Okay. So what if we like things that are feminine and we like, female artists? Is that a crime?
How terrible of us!
And it's a crime when we make them listen to female artists.
I'm turning my boyfriend into a Swiftie, and he's open to it.
Mine's not.
He's not. That'll change.
I know. It'll change.
With because mine, he's like, oh, I like, I'm fine with this song. I'm just not, like, obsessed with it, but, like, I know one day I'll get there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm glad he's saying that he's going to get there. He's willing
very
to
open to it. He's also an Eagles fan, so he loves Jason Kelce, which is a gateway drug to Travis and Taylor.
Yeah, that is a gateway drug. Mine is not.
I met him, he was wearing a Jason Kelce jersey when I met him, so. Green flag.
That is a green flag. Jason Kelce's a great guy.
Jason Kelce is
I'm really happy he smashed that guy's phone.
I heard about that today, and I thought that was so funny. It's not funny because the things that led to it were terrible.
Yeah, but he did the right thing.
That's
by the
what
way.
I mean. Jason Kelce is great, is what.
If somebody called my sibling a slur to my face and expected not to get,
I would actually punch.
No, that kid is lucky they didn't get knocked out by that man.
Freaking like
by Jason Kelce,
football player. Yeah,
he's huge.
Yeah,
do you really want to mess with him?
You really want to? Also, messing with Travis. Also, like, again, why is it that people think that anyone involved with Taylor Swift must be feminine or weak, and why do you associate femininity with weakness
or gayness with weakness? Strong? They love to say that gay men are weak.
What about the fact that they've struggled with their diversity? I would say that's strength.
Yeah, I'm like, what about the fact that they've literally dealt with an internal battle for probably most of their lives before? A man could never give birth.
No, literally could not.
They would not be able to do it.
I'm currently loving the idea of giving birth,
but again, I'm scared.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna do it because I want to be a mother.
But also, during periods, doesn't your cervix dilate to, like, 5... Like, I don't know this difference.
Our cervix does dilate.
It dilates
a little bit.
Like, a good amount to the point that when you find out how much it is, you're like, oh, shoot, how are you surviving on your period, you know?
And, I'm sorry, but, my hips aren't wide enough to push ahead. I don't know how this is going to happen. I don't have...
I think about this every so often. That's the thing. Guys' Roman Empire is the Roman Empire, and I have a lot of Roman Empires, including Princess Diana.
I love Princess Diana.
I love her, too. I don't even know much about her. I just love her.
She's an icon.
She is an icon.
Well, she is. I'm not even going to say was, because she still is. She is. And
she is.
They killed her. They killed her.
Yes, that's my conspiracy, too. I also had another conspiracy, but I can't remember what it was. But I choose fun conspiracies, basically.
Yeah, I don't like to think about the bad stuff.
I don't like actually real conspiracies, but I want to have one just to stand by for no reason.
Don't tell me anything about the government. I already don't want to know.
Yeah, same.
Hey,
but, like, I don't. Fun stuff, sure.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss when it comes to the government, though, for me, because I already know too much.
No, that's...
And it's already scary.
Agreed. But another Roman Empire, like, I worried about this way too much growing up, but for some reason, not for some reason, because I've always been, like, every so often I'm like, oh, if I want to have kids, I have to, like, and I want to, like, birth them myself, then I have to actually give birth. And that's terrifying.
Yeah, we do have to do that.
It's really, really terrifying.
And I don't want to get a C-section because I don't really want to have to
deal with surgery.
A healing scar while I'm dealing with
everything
newborn baby.
Else.
You can barely sit up, like...
Oh my gosh. And I also, just other random, like, kind of while we're talking about everything we've been talking about.
Which is pretty much anything and everything under the sun.
And again, there's going to be a sequel because I feel like I want to... We have more to delve into with, like, diet culture in college, for sure.
Yes.
This is just...
We do get sidetracked.
We did cover a lot.
We covered a lot, but also, like, I can't stay on subject.
ADHD.
I have really bad ADHD, and I haven't had my medicine for weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
I haven't had it, and I don't care.
Yeah, no, I love talking to other people with, like, ADHD. I don't know if I have it. It's not diagnosed yet, but it's, like...
You can say you have it. Nobody will care.
I technically check off every symptom, so it's a definitely...
Nobody really cares. Like, you can say it.
No, I'm not but, like, it's so fun talking to, like, other people. Because, like, you end up on, like, 90 different topics, but it's so fun because you both are just, like, bouncing off
and you're both
other.
following.
You're both following, too.
You're both following.
For sure.
Because I'll try to talk like this with my boyfriend, and he'll say, wait, what? And I'll have to backtrack and remember what I said before, which I don't.
Oh, it's so hard. I have to, like, think backwards in topics.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, so sorry. I forgot that you are, like, normal and you hold, like, normal conversations. I don't know.
No, these ones are so much more fun, though.
These are way more fun and way more entertaining. I can't listen to somebody talk about the same shit forever.
No, and this is, I swear, the best podcasts are like this, too. We're, like, again, Brooke and Connor, like, they're all over the place.
All over the place.
And I love it.
You can't, if you stay in one place, okay, you're going to get surpassed.
Exactly.
If you want to move up in the podverse. Then you must... You must run at speeds, like...
You must go in circles that don't...
You must.
I don't have to.
Yeah, and I'm really not sure what that means, but...
But that's what we're doing, right? Yeah.
This is fine.
Oh, sorry. Back to... I just remembered again.
Birth?
Sort of.
Conspiracy theory.
No, I do remember what it is,
okay.
But kind of related to feminism and food and us talking about possibly, like... I would say the future when I have a child and a husband and stuff.
Yeah.
I really want to end up with a man who cooks for me, because I think so often growing up I've been around guys who are, like, think that that's like the very toxic view of like, oh, like I can't do domestic chores, like that's
could not be my father.
No, and I'm like, no, I need someone who cooks for me and or like splits it with me. Like, again, I'm in food science. I love cooking. It's not like I don't want to cook, but it also is a chore, and I don't want to be with someone who treats it like it's my job because I'm a woman. It's like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, don't come and ask me what we're having for dinner every day. If I'm not, if I didn't tell you, I don't know. Can you help me?
Yeah. Don't ask me what's for dinner.
Hey, babe,
you plan it.
Yeah, hey, babe.
Order a pizza at least.
Are you good with having this? Are you good with having that? Yes, thank you for asking so much.
Yes.
Thank you for taking
Or cook together. Make it a little date night every so often.
I love to cook with my boyfriend.
Out.
It's very fun.
I'm cooking with my boyfriend on Wednesday for the first time. I'm so excited. I don't know what we're making, but it's going to be fun.
And they get really excited, too. Aww. Like, when they make something that they haven't made before, and they're like, I can't believe, like...
He doesn't cook a ton, so
that's why he'll be excited.
Exactly! I'm like, oh, like, we get to, like, cook together, and I think we're going to buy, like,
make something together, he's like, I can't believe that I made this.
No, because
I'm
like,
yes, babe, like, you did!
Like, that you get to, like... It's so creative.
It's so creative.
And it can become boring, just like style can be... It can... When you're tired, like... I haven't been wearing anything I feel, like, super me in.
No.
Like, this isn't an outfit where I'm like, I feel like
really good.
I will say I really love your outfit right now.
Thank you so much.
Like, your jacket... Where did you get your jacket?
Marshalls.
I love Marshalls.
Yeah, I'm a big...
I feel like you and I would, like, thrive on a, like, Target, Marshalls, Starbucks run.
When the Hangout has multiple locations.
Oh, that's the best kind. Every time I see my sisters, well, one of them is more this way, one of them is more like, we'll watch movies together. But Caitlin, we go to this one shopping center near my house. We go to Starbucks, Barnes & Noble, and then Michael's and Target. And it's the best. And then we'll get, like, Chipotle on the way home.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing. And then we can relax.
And then we relax at home, maybe, like, bake.
And then I'm really exhausted because of my POTS, so I really want to lay down anyway.
Yes, and you get, like...
It's so fun.
You get to look at your purchase or something.
Yeah,
from the day.
You get a lot of stimulation.
And it's great at, like, holidays. Oh, because I get to do Christmas shopping with her next week.
Yeah,
oh
I'm going to say I'm very excited to go shopping when I go home.
Yes. I ordered a dress recently, and
you showed it to me.
I did?
The red one, right?
Yes.
You showed it to me in class.
I showed it to you in class, yeah.
Guess what? Ever since you showed me it, it's been coming up on my Instagram Reels and my TikTok.
Really?
Of girls wearing it. That they're like, oh, it's only $20. You guys,
I'm like,
you're like,
scared.
I can't believe this is only... No, it looks great on them.
No, it does, but the other thing is, buying clothes can be really hard in recovery because...
You really don't really know what you look like sometimes.
I don't know what I look like, and also I don't want to... I'm not going to, like, go find a tape measure and measure myself for things.
No, I'm not doing that.
So I shop, like, mostly at one place. I mostly shop at American Eagle because I just genuinely like it, and it's consistent.
It's super
but also
comfortable.
Because... Yeah, and, like, it matches my style, but it also, I always know my size there in the fit.
Yeah.
Like, I've never had something that's a different size there.
Yeah.
And it just, like, is easy, and I can order online, and it's less stressful, but, like, that random, link for that dress I found, it was cheap, and it's cute, but I had to, like, guess on size because I wasn't about to, like, pull out a tape measure.
No, I'm never gonna
And, like, the models are all wearing extra small.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, I don't actually look like that.
And which is fine, because, girl, you got curves, and you look, you've got an actual butt. Like,
guys, I will say I know there's no visuals, but no, I have a better rack.
Oh, yeah, she does.
I've got a great rack, you guys, and if you guys could see it, you'd say, yeah, she does. But
that's also something I feel like that I've finally kind of been able to own more, and, like, recovery is like, wow, I have an ass.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm happy about that.
No, exactly. I'm like, wow, I'm happy about it.
Wow, got a little something to grab onto.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Got a little something for him to grab onto. Okay? Because you know what's the most embarrassing thing ever I would have to think is, like, your man trying to grab your ass and it's completely, there's nothing to grab.
And I will say there's definitely people who are at a very normal, healthy enough weight and just still have...
And still don't have as much of a butt.
That's fine. I don't have as big boobs, so, it's fine.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just deal with it as we can.
We do what we can.
I'm so excited for that dress, though, because, like, I love shopping so much.
No, me too.
And I'm so excited for this. See, now it's just turning into me, like, talking about what I'm excited about. Like,
which is what, life should be about. We should be able to get excited over stupid stuff all the time.
No, because, like, I have no motivation for school anymore.
We're done.
I am, because it's a week before Thanksgiving.
No,
break.
we're
like,
done. And then
hard.
we're going to come back, and it's going to be classes are ending, and then finals, and I'm probably going to do something really bad, like punch myself in the face.
Oh my gosh. That's the thing. Like, finals suck, but it's also... It's, like, such a chaotic period that there's also good chaos.
Yes,
usually. Because then
agree.
it's, like, Christmas parties and, like... I'm going to do gingerbread house decorating. I'm trying to go ice skating with my friends, and now since I play hockey, I, like, am actually okay at skating. Wow. So, like, I can't wait to actually, like, finally show, like, my sisters and I are going to go ice skating. I get to show them, like, hey, look, I can skate now.
I can do tricks.
Yeah, like, I can...
This is a skill of mine that you guys probably don't have. You don't need to be
exactly.
jealous, but...
Because, like, not a lot of people actually do ice skate unless they grew up around it or, like,
unless
play.
they literally play.
Yeah. And also, I want to go ice skating with my boyfriend, but I'm, like... Yeah. It's kind of hard because Roanoke is the closest ice rink, and they have, like, an outdoor one in the winter, but, like, that's an hour drive. But he also drove an hour to see my hockey game, so...
Yeah. Men will do a lot for the woman that they like / love. Yeah. They will do a lot.
They will.
And if he wanted to, he would.
I totally believe that.
If he wanted to, he would. Because
when people make excuses for that, run.
No, run. Because I'm one of those people that, like,
because if I want to, I will.
No, exactly. If I want to, I will.
Because you want someone who matches that level of effort. And
match my freak. And by that, my effort.
Yes. No, I've loved saying match my freak.
Match
I feel like
my freak.
I know when someone's my friend when I can, like, genuinely be like, you match my freak, and they'll be like, yes.
Yeah, I do.
Because you know that, again, like, this kind of conversation, I'm like, you match my freak.
Yeah, I'm matching your freak. We're matching frequencies.
Yes! Matching frequencies.
Yeah.
I have to be like...
The name of the episode.
That might have
matching
to be.
Frequencies.
Matching frequencies. Yes.
Which it started off as we were trying to be educational.
Which it also is. But again, some of my favorite podcasts, not Broken Connor, that's not educational, but like Pod. She has like guests on. Yeah, no, exactly. I learn things.
Yeah, I learn stuff all the time.
Exactly. But Real Pod, she'll have like a guest on who has like really important messages, but they'll also talk about like Taylor Swift. They'll also talk about like something they're really excited for, and like that's just called keeping people engaged. And
because I'm sorry, I really don't like. It's like we have a professor that is very monotone, and it's hard for us to stay involved, even though we like to learn. We are academics, you could say.
I would say, okay, that's the thing. My one motivation left is that I'm like, I am an academic. I want to have good grades.
Yes.
Just to say I do.
Just to say I do.
I also have an iPad that I bought off a friend now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. And it's made it a lot more fun.
It's very fun to play around.
Because I'm a little iPad kid now.
Being an iPad kid is the best thing I ever did. Just to be clear.
I'm really glad I did. I also, that's the thing, like, iPad actual kids scare me because I'm like, any kid of mine will not be getting an iPad until they need it for college. And even then, they might buy it themselves. Like,
I might get my kid. Well, I'll get my kid an iPad once they're at an age where they can take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
And we're not bringing it to a restaurant.
No,
we're not bringing it to a restaurant. So you know, we're not bringing it out in public, and I'm not going to give it to you if you start having tantrums about it.
No, that's like.
Then we're not going to have it anymore. And then mommy gets a new iPad.
Exactly.
Or daddy, because mommy will definitely already have an iPad, because I'm an iPad baby. And mom can have her iPad time at night and play Sudoku in her bed, and you guys need to stay in your room.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I'm going to lock my door. My kids are not coming in my room.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I see all these cute videos of like...
And waking up with your kid in your bed.
I definitely don't want
not
to actually do that. Oh, no, that's weird to me. It's like
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna...
people like breastfeed their kid until they're 6. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Or sleeping with your newborn baby in your bed. I'm not doing that.
That just feels dangerous.
I'm so like maybe we're too paranoid, but I don't like co-sleeping.
No,
I'm not gonna roll
nap
over.
like with my baby on my chest.
As long as I'm sitting up
and there's another person in the room.
Exactly, there's adult in the room.
There would have to be an adult in the room.
It would have to be like my mom, my sister, my husband, whoever's in the room needs to be awake because I'm not falling asleep with a baby on me.
Oh heck no.
I'm too clumsy as it is.
No, same.
I'm gonna poor baby. I'm gonna hit its head. I
sleep currently with a Build-A-Bear. He's on my bed right now. Hi, Oliver.
Hi, Oliver. I sleep with my baby blanket.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm a blankie girl.
Aww.
Blankie girl. I was very much a stuffed die. Bury me with that bitch. Or cremate me.
I actually can't think about that too much because then I have to think about the fact that I'll one day be separated from my Build-A-Bear and I get really sad.
You don't have to ever.
No, but like I don't want him to be buried because that means he's. I'm.
He can come.
I have to stop. I can't think about this.
Yeah, don't.
Anyway. Oliver, you didn't hear any of that.
It's coming to the hospital with me when I give birth. I'm going to have Blinky on me when I give birth. I swear.
Absolutely.
I wear her around my neck.
It's comfort.
She has a hole in her, so I wear her around my neck. I've done it for a couple years now. I've had her since before I was born. My great-great-grandma made it for me.
Oh, wow.
And so my mom got it as a gift at her baby shower for me. She was like 21. And like, here's like this.
Wow.
Like, I grew up with, like, a lot of women in my family that all knew how to do crazy stuff. Like, my Nana sews quilts. She still sews quilts, and she's 82. And she's 82, and everyone gets a Nana quilt. And she has so many grandkids.
I want to be that grandma. Because I was, like, that kid. I have a quilt on my bed at home that I made. Yeah. I had, like, got a sewing machine for my 8th, Christmas. Because
I think I got one, too, because I wanted to be the one, like, my Nana. Yes. Do it like my Nana.
I have, like, my crochet stuff.
No,
I don't really do it currently.
I used to try to learn
My roommate
crochet.
crochets more than me. You can, like, see her bag she just made. Shout out, Melanie. Your bag looks amazing.
Oh, it looks stunning. That's adorable.
I know, right?
I bet she could crochet some cute tops as well for, like...
I know.
She could make money off that, like, sell them for festivals and stuff.
I would totally buy it.
Because girls that go to festivals are always wearing crochet tops.
We're all crochet girlies. I feel like it's the slightly, like, and I say this
it's the cuntier version of knitting.
Yes. I was also going to say, like, I feel like my style sometimes coincides with, like, the, like, kind of bi girl style. The, like, tote bag, crochet top.
Oh,
like,
love a tote bag.
Dude, my closet, I just want to show you. This is also where the Trader Joe's comes in.
I just want to give a shout out to lesbian women for their tote bags.
Yes. No, I have multiple tote bags. Only one is here. But then I have a tinier Trader Joe's bag inside, which carries a Trader Joe's reusable bag inside of it. So that's that, and then my docs are there. She just opened the closet, and I figured out who she really is. Oh my gosh.
Let me just say she came out, okay?
Oh my gosh.
As a tote bag wearer.
I
am also a tote bag wearer.
Yeah.
I'll come out and say it.
But, like, I kind of love that vibe, and every so often I realize that my style gets a little bit more bi every day, and I'm like, I'm not mad.
You're like, hey.
It's pretty cool.
I look like an ally, and I am.
Exactly.
People need to feel safe with me.
Exactly. I'm like, I hope everyone knows how safe
I hope everyone knows I'm not a danger to anyone, even though I dress like I kind of am sometimes. I dress like I would say bad things about the community, and I look like I voted against them. But I swear, guys, I didn't.
You do not look like you did. You're fine.
Well, good, because sometimes I do.
Sometimes you just look put together, which also is not related to either.
But sometimes people make it seem like...
I feel like the HNFE vibe is also sometimes...
The HNFE vibe is red pill. It's red pilled.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
It's a lot over there.
It's a lot, and it's... Yeah.
It's just a lot, and we're going to say that. We're going to say that, and we're not going to go into it too much, because they are our sister major.
They are, and so I get really happy when I, like, meet someone in it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm similar, but I also don't like when people assume I'm HNFE.
Me too.
Because
when I tell them I want to be a nutritionist, I'm like, are you HNFE? And I'm like,
no, it's not.
No, I'm not.
People say, what major are you? And I say, I'm food science, but not nutrition. That's HNFE. I'm more biochem adjacent.
Yeah.
Or I say biochem engineering adjacent, because all the stupid engineer. I love so many people who are engineers. All my friends are engineers.
I have a lot of good engineers.
And I'm not saying, when I say these stupid engineers, I'm not saying you guys.
We're not talking about
I'm not talking about the whole, like, stuff. I'm saying that, like, 2 people I've met that are engineers that go, oh, you're food science. And I'm like, yeah, it's a STEM major, and actually I'm taking organic chemistry right now, so you need to
I've had people be, like, fully mean to me, like, in previous, like, labs.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, do you remember? You were in my lab for semester freshman year. There was guys in there that were mean to me because they were engineers, and they thought I was, like, stupid or something because I wasn't.
I don't like when people act like that.
I was like, hey, by the way, I'm probably smarter than you, because the things you're coming out of your mouth right now, you sound awful.
And then they are struggling in their one class that's in our major, whereas they only take 1 semester of chem. And yes, that is hard. I will say.
By the way, I was bad at it.
Now, though. No, and that's fine, because Orgo's kind of kicking my ass. But
and I'm better at that.
But chem now, I tutor it, and I actually am, like, kind of obsessed with chem.
Well, I'm glad.
Because I want to help other people.
I'm a bio girl.
Bio was, like, I liked it, but it was, like,
What'd you get on the recent test? Our grades came out, by the way.
I think I got a C.
I got an 80.
Which is pretty good, but I got, like, a 78 or something. And
the mean was a 73.
Oh.
I think it was a tricky one. Well, we said it was hard when we walked out. But I was like, that wasn't easy.
I feel like I expected a B or a C, so I'm like, fine with it.
No, me too. I knew that was going to happen.
It's still frustrating when you spend that much time studying. Also, I feel like there's just infinite tests for that class.
There is.
Because we have 4 and then a final, but they're, like, all spaced out so that it's, like, a test every 2.5 weeks.
And guys, no jokes. This is actually real, and it's really
class.
Scary. It's a lot.
We don't have to take it the second semester, though, right?
No, this is a 1 semester course.
I'm so glad.
Thank God.
And we're going to be in the lab, hopefully, together next semester. So, at least at the same time, so we can at least, like, consult each other.
Exactly. It better not be a lot of stuff, or else I'm not doing it.
I feel like I haven't heard anything super crazy about it. I have heard that there's one really mean TA. But we can just not get her.
I'll be mean back.
Yeah, that's
I've been mean to TAs
She'll,
before.
like, take off points for stupid things and just yell at people. This is also hearsay. I don't really know a lot, but...
This is hearsay. Listen, I'm really good at making friends with adults or people that are in charge.
I was the kid who, like, loved teachers.
I was the teacher's pet, just to be clear.
Was too, and I still am. I got my senior year English teacher's phone number, and I love her. I will be getting drinks with her when I'm 21. She said, guys, come back when you're 21, we'll grab drinks. And I was like,
I'll be there. Shout out to Miss Sunderland. I know you're not listening right now.
She could be. Send it to her.
Miss Sunderland was my senior year AP bio teacher. She made such an impact on me. Like, I went out, I bought her, she was, like, huge into plants. I bought her, like, a little, because she was, like, she's so inspirational, and she was, like, I think you're so intelligent, and I was, like, talking to a friend, like, oh, like, my parents don't care, like, that I, like, set the curve on the test, and she was, like, I care. She's like, you're really...
She's one of those teachers who, like, make you want to believe.
She's like, oh, like, you're really smart. Like, congratulations. And she, like, made me realize, like, I am a STEM girl. Like, I didn't think I was
smart. A STEM girl until my senior year science class either, because I felt like everyone... Well, it was also, like, COVID years, so I wasn't even really participating in the class because I was online. But, like, I applied to tech as an MMJ major, journalism, because because I was, like, somewhat interested in it, and I had an encouraging, like, history teacher. So, like... That was nice. Like, Mr. Ruff was the best.
Having a teacher that encourages you is the best thing ever. Like, I got her a pot that said belief in yourself. It came in the next day and she had already put a plant in it.
Stop.
She had, like, plants all over the back of the lab. She is the best. The best.
Encouraging teachers change everything.
She was the sweetest. The sweetest ever. I remember I got into a car accident on the way to school one time.
Did you, like...
And she was like, I walked into her class, like, late and she knew. She didn't care at all. Like, she was just like, you don't have to do, like, you can sit out if you want, like, if you need to take a couple minutes. And I was like, no, like, I'm okay. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. She was like the GOAT, like, actually the GOAT, like, the greatest of all time.
Like, they made high school okay.
Yeah.
High school was, like, low-key rough for me. So it, like, a few of those teachers helped. And, like, specifically... So I loved my history teacher, and he was the one who, like, encouraged me in journalism.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr. Ruff, that I'm not in that. But then I switched because my environmental science class, I loved the teacher.
I had a good one, too. Her name was Miss Angel.
Miss Angel? Yeah. Mine was Mr. Britt. Shout out Mr. Britt. He and another one of my history teachers, they both, like, we follow each other on Instagram, and both of them at some point have, like, replied to my story to be like, hope you're doing well. And I'm like, I
love you. Oh, my God. Some people are just meant to be teachers.
Yes, because he inspired me so much. He's the reason I'm in food science, truly.
No, look,
we had a unit in that class on agriculture, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I love food. Oh, tech has a program for that. And I keep forgetting that that's my origin story. See, I didn't even say it earlier, but he's, like, part of the reason I'm in STEM, and he's part of what made me believe that I could be a woman in STEM.
Actually, that's beautiful. I actually got into tech because of my struggles with food. No, because I had an eating disorder, it inspired me to want to help people avoid that and learn how to fuel your body in a way that is safe and healthy and makes you feel your best.
And, like, we're the only college in Virginia with a food science program, right? And we're the top 10 in the country.
Yeah, we're top 10 or something like that. Like 6.
I just remembered Dr. Bruce, like, told me a ton of stats at one point.
Yeah, because I was like, our advisor is very proud of this program, which he's lovely, and I
still kind of want him to be a girl dad. I want him to secretly have 2 daughters.
Let's make him adopt kids.
Can we make him adopt us?
We have parents that love us.
No, like, teacher adopt. You know how, like, those teachers in high school...
The ones where you have to go sit in their class or whatever you want.
Yeah, like that. And, like, your teacher, you said who you, like, got a plant for.
My queen.
And, like,
my fucking queen.
Yes. No, I feel like Dr. Bruce is kind of like that, where he's just, like, so... He's also totally meant to be a teacher.
Yes.
He just, like, cares about his students so much.
He literally went back to school when he was like, I realized I wanted to be a teacher. And, like, he, by the way, had a full-on career, was like, I want to teach.
Yes.
It was what made me...
He had an engineering master's, I think.
He was like, because he used to work with kids, and then he was like, with students, and then he was like, wanted to go back, so he went to go get a master's degree, just because that's how much he wanted to do it.
He honestly helped me, like, transition so much to college. Like, that's something you probably have to do on your own, but, like, I went to him once just because I was basically like almost in tears over the amount of homework I had, because it was probably a normal amount, but it was, you know, freshman
we had never
year.
experienced it before.
Yeah.
They give freshmen a lot of homework as well.
They do.
Freshmen have a lot of homework.
They have a lot to deal with, but I went to him and he was like, okay, here's how I'd like schedule it out, and here's like a way you can kind of handle it more, and like I know this is a lot for you. I was like, thank you, Dr. Bruce, I love you.
And he made me feel like I wasn't stupid for not doing incredibly well in chemistry. He was like,
no, exactly.
and there was another guy in the program who was like, oh, by the way, like I failed organic chemistry like before, like, and I still have a PhD.
Okay. Yeah.
He said, I have a PhD and I failed organic chemistry.
And that's okay.
He's like, that happens all the time. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything about you. This is my first semester where I got a really bad grade on my last orgo test.
Yes.
It was my first fail of college. And I actually feel okay with it.
She's
because
fine.
I finally, like, I have some, like, pretty supportive, like, TAs and stuff. I'm actually friends with a TA for... Yeah.
Yes, we've spoken about
and
him.
I love him, and he's so helpful. And he's, like, helping me understand stuff, but also the, like, TAs from my class are just, like, really understanding.
Well, good.
And it makes me really happy because I was like, well, I got a really low score, but I was like, can I look through the test with you? Just, like, don't judge my score. And he was like, it's okay. I've, like, failed tests too. And I was like, thanks.
I also have done bad, by the way, girl.
Yeah.
Like, it's
and then
okay.
I got 2 points back on that.
Oh, good.
Whole two,
which
still
is what I
grade.
got on my chemistry final first semester freshman year. Things like that happen.
What did you get? Oh, that's what
Yeah, that's what you ended up getting, because I remember you got it.
I thought you were
And then
saying
you
you got a 2%, and I was like, what?
No,
I was like,
guys.
That's not possible. I was like, I know you.
Hey, you're not stupid like that kind of stupid.
No, I don't mean.
You're only a little. You're only
Oh
medium
my
stupid.
gosh.
Well, guys.
It is. I think it's been like.
Yeah.
Oh my
that's
gosh,
plenty.
it's been an hour and a half. We'll have to do a sequel though.
We'll
This
have
is
to do a sequel.
So fun
This was incredible.
and educational. Hopefully,
Hella educational and very healthy for the soul.
Yes, just sometimes you need to know that there are other people like who've gone through this kind of thing. And obviously we're not professionals yet.
Well, we will be, and we'll come back.
Will be, yes. So don't take this in place of actually like asking people for help or medical advice. I know there's a disclaimer people use. I don't know the disclaimer, but like don't go seek help if you need it. And like also, you can be vocal about this stuff. Like, you know what? That's how people learn that it's okay to need help on this, and it's okay to not be able to get through an eating disorder on your own. Like you genuinely need nutrition advice and medical advice and probably therapy.
I was in denial, so I did it the hard way, and I realize now that there was no reason to do that.
There's no reason to suffer more than you need to.
So yeah.
Like, you're already suffering.
Get help.
Get help.
If you're suffering.
Yeah, we did eventually.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly fine. We're becoming college-educated young women.
Yes.
A beautiful thing.
Women in STEM.
Women in STEM, specifically.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out.
Shout out to Women in STEM.
Shout out to Women in STEM. This is all for you.
This is all for you. Okay, thank you so much for coming on, Wig.
Thank you for having me on the pod. I'd love to make a sequel.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So say bye, everyone, to friend of the podcast, Peyton Farr, a.k.a. Wig.
Bye, guys. Friend of the pod, Wig, signing out.
Bye.